2 to 3 more welds or pieces of pipe welded together. And what happens? You guys want to take a guess what happened? You see it? Ran out of wire. Alright, day 2 of the exhaust video. It's actually not too much left, so debating if I want to make it a separate video or just have one longer video on the exhaust. But I'll climb up under there, show you guys what I have left. And I think I need some gas. I think that's why it's not building fuel pressure, because the pump's on. It's getting fuel to the lines, there's no leaks, but I'll probably get a little bit more gas before I give it another start up, see what it sounds like with the exhaust on it. But let me climb up under here and show you guys what I have left. So, not too much left. Probably switch to the camera, but this should be alright. So, that straight section in front of the muffler, pretty much at the right angle where I could weld the muffler to that section, and then that'll be complete. Well, I'm not sure. I'm still think I might add the 90-degree section to the muffler and then put the V-band on the end of that. Just so it's going to make it a lot easier to install this part over the hump or over the axle. So that's what I might go with. But yeah, I just need to weld the muffler on, the 90-degree on there, cut that to size, put the V-band clamp on it, throw the 180 on there. And I think, scratched my knee on something. But I think it's going to be clocked a little bit. I think I have to look up under the Elco, see how it's done. But instead of just being straight, I think it'll be clocked a little bit. And then this being clocked will be the only thing I'd really have to worry about, the angle with this second 90-degree on there. Seeing how it's gonna pretty much come out and just shoot straight across. I'm not sure how close to the rear wheel if I'm gonna have it. I don't know if it's gonna shoot out kind of at an angle like the Elcos or go straight out. It'll probably be like the Elcos, kind of at an angle, so I'll have to figure out which way I want it pointed. I'm probably avoiding the spare tire hump, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So let me take the front section off one more time, weld the muffler on there, I think weld the 90-degree on there. I'll have to take it off at least 2 or 3 more times. Just well, the 90 will be how it is. Well, it'll be straight off from the muffler, so I could add that. I just gotta figure out where to cut it, and then I'll just determine which way the 180-degree section is cut. So yeah, let me get the muffler welded on. Then I'll have to put everything back on, take it back off, figure out the angle I want. And I did get the hangers in, so try to keep it all, or keep the clearance there as much as I can. They look like bolt-on style, so of course they'll probably be cut way down. And then weld these on. Yeah, that's probably how I'll do it. So I think it's 3 of them. Where'd the other one go? Well, I lost one already. So I'm thinking one will be on this middle section, maybe 1 or 2. We'll do one close to the cat and one close to the muffler, since that's additional weight. And then probably just one on this back section. There it goes. So we'll see how I want to do it, and we'll go from there. definitely looking a lot better. Yesterday I was messed with the machine a little bit, but today I think I got it a little more dialed in. Man, they're looking good. Still looking good. Not quite stacking dimes, but almost there. Yeah, like I said, you can see the difference from yesterday's to today's. I'm liking it. I'm having some fun. This welding stuff is fun. Yeah, all these were yesterday's. You can tell the difference. I think I'm just doing pretty much tacks all the way around. So I'll get it tacked into the position I want, do a few tacks, rotate it, do a few tacks, and then eventually connect it all the way around. But yeah, let me throw this back up under the car, see how I need to cut the 90, get that welded on, and then I'll put a V-band or the flange on the other end of the 90. And then just 2 more sections and get the hangers all mounted up, and we should be good. So yeah, let this cool down for a second, get it put back on there, and catch you guys back on here in a second. First I started off by jacking up the Elko. Had to see how close it was to the axle, the rear control arms, and the spring and everything. So it's about an inch gap between the spring pocket, the control arm, and about 1.5 inches between the axle and the exhaust pipe. So I was trying to see how close I could get it on the Monte without messing anything up. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm about to put about a 2-inch extension off the muffler. So I'll do that, and then that will go into a 90. So let me do this. Let me set up the tripod for it, make it a lot easier to try to explain it. Alright, so I have to put an extension off the muffler. I'm not sure how long that's going to be yet, so I'm thinking it's going to be a 90-degree off of there. And I took the 180 and I cut that down already, so that's going to sit somewhere in there. There's plenty of clearance away from the control arm up there, and then there's still room off this little spring pocket here. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to weld the V-band clamp on here, weld the V-band clamp on the 90. So that will give me an idea of where this needs to go and what type of angle I could put the 90 at to clear everything, which will kind of sit about like that. So yeah, we'll get those 2 welded on, so the V-band clamp will be there. Should clear everything. Ideally it should, especially once I space it out a little bit. I don't have to worry about it hitting the control arm. So we should be good there, hopefully. I probably could have left this longer now I think about it, and cut this down so that the V-band will be a little bit lower, but it's already cut. I'm not welding an extension piece on there to put it back on. But yeah, that's kind of the problem I ran into, is the muffler's a little farther back for just the 90 to weld directly to that. I'm gonna have to add a little bit of a spacer, but before I do that, I want to get this piece situated so that I'm not welding the 90 on at the wrong angle or anything. I kind of put everything behind the axle together, see the clearances I need. But yeah, I think that's about how it's going to look right there. Of course, it'll be up just a little bit higher once I put the hangers and everything there. But that's kind of the idea of where it's going to sit. That makes sense. And then probably have the probably had the 90 coming out of it, depending on the angle, and had to cut this 180 down some more. I'll cut this down some more once I put the 90 on it, so I could determine the angle I want out the back. But yeah, let me load up the 180 and the 90, put the V-bands on there. I'll put those together and then see where everything's gonna meet from there. Just gotta shake my head. It would have been 3 more welds. 3 more welds. Well, finish that one. 2 to 3 more welds or pieces of pipe welded together. And what happens? You guys want to take a guess what happened? You see it? Ran out of wire. I ran out of wire. So I'm gonna have to run and grab some more just so I can finish up. But yeah, I got did a few spot welds and I was like, man, well, my wire's not feeding. I just thought it was like clogged up on the tip. Kept pulling it a little bit. I was like, man, there's no tension on there. Yep, that was the last little bit of wire. Yeah, gotta love it. So make sure this is off. Yeah, get that all closed up and probably run up to the same place I got the gas from and grab another spool of wire. Can't use a flux core on there. So yeah, I think it was the I believe it was the 30. Let's see. So 0.6. Yeah, 0.6 millimeter. So go find some more of that and finish it up. But I did put that little section in there. It's kind of at an angle, so hopefully I was able to mark the angle right and put that extension piece in correctly so that when I throw the 180-degree piece back on, it will line up. If not, you gotta cut it again and try it. But yeah, that's about it. Probably go get ready. Go grab the wire and then grab something to eat, come back and finish it. And then once I get everything welded up, I'll figure out where I want to put the hangers. And then it looks, yeah, they're bolt on, so I don't know if I'm gonna find a spot to weld them on or just bolt the hangers on, because I believe I'm gonna have to tack it on while it's actually on the car, or just mark where I want it, take it off one more time, weld these on, and then make sure to mark where I want to put the bolts. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, I was like, everything was going smooth too. I was like, ah, yeah, right in the groove, getting everything welded up, and then so I'm gonna go grab that wire and I'll cut you guys back on here in a little bit. All right, we're back in business. Picked up the new roll of wire. I guess I was using the 25, but all they had was a 30, so I'm gonna step up to that. I think I need to change out the wheel, or flip the wheel around, and then change out the nozzle tip, I believe, for the larger wire. But I'll swap those out, let the pup back in, and then throw on the work hoodie and get back on welding up the last couple pieces for the exhaust. Yeah, I just been sitting here, messaged a couple people. I think I want to do it out the side, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I said I like the thought of it coming straight back, because I did want to originally do a center exit through the bumper, but I'm not running a fuel cell, so can't do that. The only problem with running it out the back is I'm not a fan of that look right there when it's running along the frame. You can just see the whole exhaust. So a couple buddies messaged me back and they were like out the side. Like originally Monte SS's, I guess, had them out the back. But I think I'm gonna have to do it out the side, kind of like the Elko has. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna do an actual exhaust tip or not, but we'll see about that. Alright, so there we have it, the final weld. I think I saved the best for last. They look pretty decent, especially that section right there. So still not the best, but I'm definitely getting better, figuring out the machine, the settings on it. I think earlier I had the spoil, or the wire, had that turned a little too tight, so it wasn't spinning like it should. I finally loosened that up a little bit, dialed in the machine, and we're good to go. So this will be the exit here. I left it a little bit longer, so eventually I'll cut it down, and I'm thinking about putting an actual exhaust tip on it. I'm thinking something like a dual tip, so it'll probably Y off back here somewhere, and then it'll be dual, and if I can find it cut at the right angle, I might go with that. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this on the let this cool down just a little bit. They look pretty good. So yeah, come on, turn around. So once I throw that on, it'll probably be the end of this video, and then the next video, so it will be a part 3. I'll go get more gas for the car and do a startup on it, see how it sounds, compare it to the sound clip of it just downpipe, and we'll go from there. But that's it for the night. It's getting late. I know my neighbors probably hate me right now. Had the grinder and the cutoff wheel going for a while, so make a little bit of noise. But yeah, kind of digging it. I hit up grind school. I was like, hey, let me know when you want the Impala done. So yeah, we'll see how this all works together, if all the measurements are correct. I guess in the next one I'll put the exhaust hangers on there. So just have jack stands holding it pretty close to how I want it. So we'll see how it goes once the hangers are on, and do a sound test in the next one.